All right. So with all of that foundation under us, let's start talking about sales compensation. First thing is just to really get a clear statement in mind about what sales comp does. So most salespeople, certainly not all salespeople, but most of the salespeople in the world are paid some kind of variable pay based on what they've sold. So why do people do that? There's a lot of reasons people do it. And I honestly think one of the reasons a lot of people, especially in early stages, do it is because everybody else is doing it. But it's good to understand what sales compensation really is valuable for creating in a business. If you have a variable pay plan that works well, what does your business get for that? And the answer, I'm going to focus on the left side of this slide first, is in four areas, really three, with one kind of caveat. So the right sales compensation plans actually cause your salespeople to be more motivated to do the things you need them to do than they would have been without that sales compensation plan. So it's a little extra oomph in their effort. The next and probably most important thing the sales compensation plan does is focuses them on the most important sales. Most sellers, not all the time, and certainly not sometimes in long tenured sales organizations in large companies, but most sellers in an early stage business are working pretty hard. The question is, are they pursuing the right customer categories? Are they selling the right profile of offerings at the right deal terms, with the right deal size and the right configuration, and collaborating appropriately with others inside the organization? So not every single sales dollar is equally valuable to the business. Some of them are higher margin than others, but more importantly, some of them have more strategic value than others. So the superpower of the right sales comp plan is that it focuses that sales effort. You've got your motivated people, okay, they're ready to go do stuff. Now we want to focus them on the most important sales. We also want them working in a way that we want them working. So this doesn't mean we all want all selling to be collaborative. It means we have an idea of how we want this stuff sold. So maybe this one thing you sell, you only want sold with a product specialist involved so that you make sure you get the thing configured correctly from the outset. And maybe these other things that you sell, you really don't want the salesperson hauling in a whole phalanx of people from your organization. They should be able to do it themselves. So the way you put the plan together is going to tell your salespeople the way you want them selling, collaboratively or individually, and it can be different for different ones of your offerings. And finally, we say to create value. So what does that mean? We want to be sure your sales comp plans provide you with a reasonable return on what you're spending all over the place in the comp plan. So for the first dollar sold, for the first dollar over quota, for the first dollar of your specialized product offering, you want to be sure that on the margin, the sales compensation plan is creating value for the business. Now, I'm not going to go into it, but another thing I love about this slide is over here on the right, it's almost like a diagnostic for your comp plans. So if your salespeople aren't sufficiently motivated, then that's probably because there are issues with your risk reward balance. You're not offering enough upside for the overperformance, or they don't actually understand their plans. The compensation mechanics are too complex. So I'm not going to go through all of that, but this can actually help you if you already have a comp plan and you're concerned about it. You can identify the area in which there's a problem. You could look over here on the right and see what plan feature you might need to be looking at in order to fix it.